Meltdown, and today I am joined by.
Hi, this is Courtney Cox, Burning Witches.
It's great to be chatting this evening. Inquisition drops in a matter of days, really. It's nearly here.
I
What
know,
makes,
can't
what,
wait.
what makes this album the fiercest Witches released yet, then?
Um, yeah, we worked really hard on it. We're really proud of everything we accomplished with this one. Um, I mean, each tune has its own vibe, own thing going on, and yeah, it's been torture sitting on this album for months now. So the light is at the end of the tunnel finally.
Cool. I really love the track Inquisition. That's a fantastic song. I know you've already released it, but what can unsuspecting fans expect from the album when it does drop on the 22nd?
Well, the band definitely took it up a notch with this new one. And it's just a pure heavy metal album. Everything you expect to be on a heavy metal record is on this record. Thunderous drums, killer bass, the twin guitar attack, and obviously Laura doing her thing, screaming all the time. So
The album dives into medieval persecution and resistance. How did that influence your guitar work then?
I mean, it's just the best inspiration having that kind of theme, turning friend against friend, family against family, confess now, you're gonna die anyway, right?
Yeah,
So
obviously.
and then especially writing metal, you need that kind of push. So just when I approach the guitar, obviously I'm always riffing in that evil heavy metal style. So it just blended together and worked out perfectly, I think.
Cool. So, how does Inquisition reflect the band's evolution then since the start? I mean, I know you've joined later on, but how do you think it's affected the band's?
Well, I think with every band, you always want to be better than your previous album, and push the envelope and just keep climbing the ladder. And I just, when we were in the studio and listening to the playback, we all kind of just looked at each other like, we have something here, something great. And yeah, just very proud of what we did, and hopefully the fans love it.
Cool. I mean, I think it's one of it is the album of the year, in my opinion. Have you had some really good reviews, apart from
Yeah,
mine, of course?
so far everything's been great. So, knock on wood.
Are there any riffs or solos that you're particularly proud of on the album?
Um, I mean, I'm one of them. Oh, I love everything. For me, I'm really proud of the solo that I wrote in the ballad "Release Me." That one was very emotional for me, and a lot. It's the song is pretty much a lot of about a lot of heartbreak I had growing up and throughout my life so far. So when I was approaching that solo, I mean, even just the first note out the gate, like the long bend, it's just very emotional, and I wanted to portray what that heartbreak felt, throughout the years and stuff like that. And I think I really accomplished that with that solo. The entire song, every time I listen to it now, I'm still crying
Oh,
like a
bless.
little
Really? Bless.
you know, it's not all the time, but
Yeah, no.
that and that for the heavier stuff, I really love my solo in Eye of the Storm. It's just yeah, it's just there's something about every song that I really latch on to and love. And that
Cool.
that's what it's about. I show the same passion towards each song on the album when I'm in the studio. So no, not one song is favored over the other. So
That's why I didn't ask you that question because I think all the tracks are stellar. Um, what about when you've been playing live? Then you played some big festivals recently. Have the new songs gone down?
yeah, so far the crowd's been loving it. Like I think the biggest one recently we did was Hellfest in France,
Mm.
and we did Spell of the Skull, that one. That's the only new one we kind of been playing live now. But after the album drops, obviously we'll be adding more. But yeah, I really love playing. Well, I mean, obviously it's just the one track now, but yeah, it's really cool to be a part of a full album and then watching people's faces light up playing it, because then it's like, okay, we did something good, and yeah, everyone's rocking out. You're rocking out on stage. It's just truly amazing.
Cool. So how was Hellfest? Was it hot? It's normally usually really
Oh,
hot there.
God, man. I never ran so fast for a shower after a sex in my entire life. Just get out of the way. And I remember my tongue was blue for I think a week straight because I was just chugging Gatorade all day because you have to, 'cause, you're sweating so much
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all black leather, not the best for that kind of
yeah.
weather.
No,
It was a magical experience, a great festival.
cool. We'll talk about magical experiences. Like last time I spoke to you, you've been out to a gig and you didn't tell me it was with King Diamond. That's just amazing. How was that? And I mean, are you like mega bug buddies with him? And do you plan to do some work with King Diamond one day?
I wish. Yeah, because I rarely have any time off.
All right.
And the last thing usually when I get home off a tour, the last thing I want to do is go to a show.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
make the exception for bands like King Diamond. And man, you want to talk about hot, Germany. I think it was about 35 inside the venue. No air conditioning, of course, because it's Germany, and it was just brutal. And then after the show, I was just hanging out backstage, talking to the guys, and just even king walking, and just the makeup is just dripping down. Yeah, I've been friends with the guys for years, so it's always like kind of like a family reunion every time I get a chance to come out to the show. So,
cool. Burning Witches, you stand tall as a symbol of fierce femininity in metal. What does being part of this band mean to you personally now?
like I said, we've been friends for years, and now it's to be a part of this powerhouse of a band and family it's I can't even really put words to describe it. It's just, I kind of feel like I ended up where I was meant to be, and not, as much as I loved, playing Iron Maiden tunes, there's just always something inside of me, like, you didn't start to be a professional tribute musician. So having this opportunity to, be Courtney amongst these other great players and have the same passion for the same kind of music and literally everything in life, we just get along so well. We scream at each other, we laugh with each other, we cry at each other. It's just that perfect knit family, and we all get to be on stage doing what we love. And yeah, it's just a dream come true, really.
That's amazing. So, do you keep in touch with the Iron Maidens at all? Are you friends?
Yeah,
Do you still
yeah,
talk to them?
mostly Kirsten because we share the same humor.
Right,
So
right.
always memes being sent back and forth.
So, how do you see then the role of women involving in the metal scene? I mean, I grew up into metal in the 80s, and of course, back then it was just like Lita Ford, really, and Lee Aaron. But now it's just like plethora of amazing female singers and guitarists and everything. Where do you see the future?
I mean, I always say, like, it's just we've always been here. I believe it just came a little more marketable for the business side of things. So as long as everyone just stays true to themselves and plays because they want to play and not chasing this you know I wouldn't even say paycheck anymore because the 80s long gone.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but I see it now, like all these Instagram players and stuff popping up. It's just, I mean, one has changed for me because everyone in the band, we had to do it the hard way growing up, playing live and
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
out there flying and the old school way.
yeah.
But as long as everyone just stays true to themselves, don't get eaten up by the business side. Sky's the limit. The world's big enough for everyone. So if you want to play, just play.
Amazing. All right, and Spat to Inquisition, if it were a spell, what would it do?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe save your hearing. They could turn it up louder. I don't know. That was really cheesy, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm really terrible at these kinds of questions. It's like squirrel.
No worries. Okay, so I don't know. I'll ask you one. Shit. I, all right then. So the album's not been out yet, and I mean you have released some songs, but if there was one song to like introduce a newbie to the Burning Witches, which song would you choose?
Well, obviously, I would say the title track Inquisition, but if I had to pick another one other than title track, probably In for the Kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Inquisition is just amazing. I
Yeah,
fucking love that
that's a
song.
full package on that one.
I love that song. All right. Can you give me 3 words to describe your guitar playing style?
Jeez, fierce, loud. I don't want to say fast because I'm not playing a mile a minute all the time. Uh, Jeez. See, I hate these kind of questions.
Sorry.
I don't know. You throw a third one in there for me.
Authentic. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Good.
That would do.
See,
That would do. That would do.
you got my
All right.
back. Thank you.
That's cool. Okay, so when you're heading out on tour, you're coming over to the UK as well. What can we expect from the Witches live?
Full on heavy metal concert, bang your heads with us. And then, I know we always come out into the crowd to hang out with everyone afterwards. So yeah, just one big metal party. Maybe some karaoke in there.
Get in, get in. All right. If you hadn't made it as a professional musician, what do you think your job would have been?
Well, I would obviously be playing still as a hobby and not work, I should say. But I don't know. I love cooking, so maybe a chef, but
Yeah.
I really deal with people like that. So I don't know. My attention spans like this. The thermometer gets to 10 really fast. So I don't know if that would be a good idea for me. I probably would have poisoned a few people by now. Yeah,
Okay. All right. So this is going to be your final one. Okay. So if there was a made up song, like a totally made up song about your personality, what would it be called?
that shit crazy.
That'll do. That'll do. Thank you so much again for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you. Do you have any final words for your fans, our viewers, and listeners?
Well, with the album coming out, get your copy now. There are pre-orders going on. I don't know when this is dropping, but
Next
yeah,
week.
we'll see you out, and we'll see you out on the road.
No
Party with it.
worries. Thank you so much, and take care, and catch you hopefully in UK, maybe in Barcelona.